If you're worried about your roof after this recent storm, I made this video just for you. Hi, I'm Vazgen Delakian. I'm the owner of Cobex Construction Group, and today I'm going to share with you 7 things to look for after experiencing the storm. So number one, first thing to do is do a nice perimeter search around the house. What you want to do is just take a walk, look around the perimeter, see if there's any debris, any shingles, anything that blew off the roof, any obvious signs there. And then, only then, if you feel like it's safe for you to get on the roof, I'm going to recommend that you get on the roof, and we're going to go over a few things to look for while you're on the roof. First thing to look for, any kind of missing shingles, any kind of missing tile, any missing flashings. Flashings are the things that cover the skylights, any vents, anything like that. Or if the flashings got lifted during the wind damage, most likely there's some damages there because it's bowed up. You can check the chimney flashings, and you can check also to see if there's been any damage directly done to the roof. Any kind of obvious penetrations, anything like that that could have been from a fallen branch, any visible signs of that nature. Now it's important in this step to obviously take precaution and be safe if you're on the roof. And of course, if you're not comfortable being on the roof, do not go on the roof. So the second thing to look for is debris on the roof. What are we talking about here? We're talking about any kind of trees, any kind of branches, any kind of shrubs, anything that doesn't belong on the roof shouldn't be there. Do a thorough inspection to make sure there are no debris on the roof. What can happen is if leaves or anything sits there for too long, it can really deteriorate the shingles. And even branches that are just rubbing right over the roof can start abrasing that shingle over time and start causing holes in the roof. So make sure that there's no tree branches directly hanging over the roof and just rubbing up against the roof. And if they're sitting on there, definitely get rid of that and get any debris that doesn't belong there off the roof. The second thing, you want to really take a look at your gutters to make sure your gutters are clean. You don't want to have clogged gutters because water will pool in the gutters, and a lot of times they can pool over and start getting underneath the shingle. It can damage the wood, it could damage the underlayment, and you want to make sure the gutters are clean. Check your downspouts, make sure your downspouts are clean. And if you're not regularly cleaning your gutters, you may want to consider something like a leaf guard or a gutter guard that can protect the gutter, but definitely clean the gutters. So the third thing to do is the indoor inspection. During an indoor inspection, you're looking for some obvious signs. Let's take a look at the ceiling. Let's see if there's any water stains. Let's see if there's any pooling, any paint peeling, and any water on the floor. You're looking for mold. You're looking for any obvious signs. And if you don't see any obvious signs, we're going to go to step number 4, look into the attic. Now, you may not expect this, but a lot of the damage can be determined from the attic. The attic is about half of the roof from the inside. You're not able to see everything from the outside. You can see a lot more as well from the inside. And what are we looking for? We're looking at the underlayment, and we're looking at the plywood, and the plywood where the roof materials sit on. More specifically, any kind of staining that you may see, any kind of mold, anything that, for example, you're seeing daylight coming in, it's a sign that there may be a hole in the roof. The other thing to keep in mind while you're in the attic, you're paying attention to any kind of moisture. If you feel the humidity in the attic, if you feel that it's not dry there may be a sign that you're not getting the proper ventilation. Something to really look for when it comes to ventilation, the 2 easy things to look for is the intake vent, which is the vent that's from the bottom of the roof where the cool air comes in, and the top exhaust where the hot air rises and exhausts out. Usually in older homes these are whirlies. In some newer homes it could be ridge vents, but they're the top ventilation and the bottom intake. Now if these are clogged or they're not working properly, it could be humid in the attic, and that can cause a lot of other issues such as mold, overheating, and it can deteriorate the shingles even faster. So take a look into the attic, see if you're seeing any stains, any visible signs from inside the attic. So if you went through steps 1 through 4, you went, looked around, no damage around the perimeter, you went on the roof, everything looks good there. You went inside the house, nothing visible, attic looks good, you're probably good to go. If you did find damage, here's what I would suggest to do next. Okay, step number 5, document everything. The reason why you're going to document everything is because if this was an act of God, such as a strong windstorm or any debris that fell on your roof and caused damage, most likely this can result into an insurance claim. What you're going to want to do in this case is to present what you found to your insurance agent, and in most cases they'll send out an adjuster or a contractor that they work with to do an assessment. Now they'll do an assessment to look for damages, and in this case, after they do their findings, they'll probably present some kind of a package compensation to take care of the damages. And in this case, you can most likely go with the person you want to go with. You don't have to go with the person that they sent out because they may be very backed up and you may want to find somebody that can get there sooner, but the choice is yours. But keep everything documented because you will need to show that to your insurance and to have that information readily available. So number 6, you're probably going to want to tarp that roof and protect it from future damages, right? After you've done all your documentation, you've taken your pictures, now we can safely cover that roof. And in most cases, this is when I would suggest to actually reach out to a contractor or a handyman if they're competent enough to know how to temporarily tarp that roof and to get that covered just to weather through the storm until it can get fixed. Please keep in mind that a tarp is a temporary situation until you can get it resolved. It's not a permanent situation. You do not want a tarp sitting on your roof for too long. So step number 7, last step, call a professional. It's time to get a professional opinion of what most likely should be the next course of action, whether it's a repair or replacement. Find someone you trust, ask for references, do an online search, get a professional out there that knows what they're looking for, that can break it down and give you a fair and thorough assessment of the course of action. We are Cobex Construction Group. We're a 5-star exterior contractor specializing in roofing. And if you like this video and it brought value to you, we'd be happy to come out there and do an inspection and give you a course of action of what to do next. Thank you.